Hello again. As you may know, my name is Elena Mahoney Sánchez. I am a Spanish artist based in Valencia, where I recently graduated from the Polytechnic University, where I studied fine arts. Figure drawing is, in my opinion, one of the most iconic and useful ways of learning how to draw. Even better to learn your own way of drawing, of understanding form, composition and movement. So in this class, not only will I explain how to create interesting and realistic poses, human bodies, but I also look forward to trying different medias and techniques to get the best results as possible. I hope you enjoy it and find it helpful. Let's get drawing. I hope to have enough time to show you how I do my quick sketches and how I do a more elaborate painting, like adding color to it. I thought I could use the same reference picture to do both, but I finally decided to start out with two pictures I'd chosen of two ballerinas as an initial drawing practice, and later on finish up with a more colorful picture that really caught my eye. I don't know, I thought it could be a more interesting approach to what I want to achieve. This is just a first try. I always start out with a very, very light composition, just to get the general shape and motion down. I use very simple lines. The first one, and maybe the most important one, the torso, and then the legs and arms, but really depends on the posture. In this first sketch, I think the back will be the most important one, and then the legs and connecting the shoulders. A very great trick that helps me start up is connecting points. For example, connecting the joints. In this case, I can easily point out where the shoulders are, where the hands are laying underneath the knee. You just have to connect those points with a organic line and then just construct the arm. I try not to press. It's very easy for me to forget that this isn't a regular HB pencil. It's a very hard and light pencil. So I always end up pressing the pencil too much, and it ends up showing in the paper even though I try to erase it. So bear that in mind. This first step with this first hard pencil, it's a very, very light drawing. Also, do as many sketches as you can until you kind of understand the lines. I don't know. It's all about practice. I have tons and tons and tons of drawing like this. I haven't drawn a feet in 2 years, 3 years. Okay, I'm gonna start with this is the normal pencil. This is HB, yes. And now simply, if you think you've overdone some areas, try to erase it very, very, very gently, just to get rid of those harsh lines. And in this step, I normally go a bit slowly. Normally when I do the first sketch with a hard pencil, I just look at the lines, at the form. But in this case, I try to pay more attention to detail. Even though these lines are not that loose, try to keep that movement. Also, it doesn't matter if you see some mistakes once you do the second sketch. You can try to correct them. Fix them, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna redo the arm because I completely messed out. Still deciding if I'm gonna do the face. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Maybe do the line of the nose so you understand that's a face. You can completely do the face if you want. I just want to keep it a bit short. I do have limited time. With the hands, whenever I'm lazy, I just do a square, maybe do some lines. One finger, I don't know. There should be a more general approach. It's very easy for me to carry along and just keep perfecting. But that's not the point. Okay, that's pretty good for a first drawing. Well, I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna try and do it a bit faster. Okay, this one I think it's easier to understand because yes, it's more, I don't know. Oh no, not this one. I think this drawing is going to be kind of a bit easier to understand. This has a very complicated form. This second reference picture has such an iconic pose. I'm just going to start with the legs. Because it's a front figure, you just simply need to find the middle of the torso and draw a curved line connecting the torso to the left, well, to her left straight leg. So you first start by kind of constructing the whole composition before you actually start doing the rest. That's another trick that they taught us in university, to use lines, like straight lines, like a skeleton. During my whole career, I was taught the idea that you need to know the basics of anatomy to properly draw a human body, and I totally agree. But I wouldn't say that it's 100% true. If you want to draw from memory because you're an illustrator or you want to draw a comic, sure, you need to know how a human body looks like. But in cases like this, with a good reference picture, you simply have to thoroughly analyze the picture, and after a lot of practice, you will take less time to finish because eventually you'll understand how the human body looks. You obviously need to keep looking at the picture, but you can more easily find what's wrong with it, what's off about it. I'm not gonna bother with the hands. Okay, I think her right hand isn't gonna fit in the page. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna grab the HB and start in university. I used to do a lot of anatomy drawing, so all the models we used were nude. But I feel that when you paint a figure with clothes, you can also use those lines that clothes do to compose, to construct a body. Like, because you know where the line of the leggings finish, you know where the hips start. So in university, what they told us is try to sort this line first, and then just try to cross and do kind of a skeleton. I'm gonna grab my sketchbook and we're gonna start painting. Okay, I'm gonna start locating the drawing inside the page. I mark the top of the head and the length of the arms, making sure it finished in the bottom just as the picture. I'm gonna keep my camera setting in the dark side so that you can actually see something. Don't rush this very small step that sometimes looks unnecessary or not as important as the whole painting itself, but believe me, it is not. Try to get everything right from the beginning so that you don't end up actually regretting it. You don't know how many times I have skipped this very important step and started painting, and after like 1 hour through the painting, I've realized my head is extremely tiny for the rest of the body, or the hands were extremely big, or the leg was completely off. I don't know. Just make sure everything is right before you start painting. Be aware of the perspective this picture has. A big mistake I've seen a lot of people do is they draw as they think something should look. Stop drawing as you think a body looks like and start focusing on the picture, concentrate on it. Okay, here I messed it up. I thought the upper body was way too small, so I have to redo this. Bring this down a little bit. You obviously need to make sure the drawing is okay before we start painting. It's gonna be very rough painting. It's not gonna be very detailed because the picture is taken from the bottom. You need to make sure you leave the lower part of the body bigger and wider than the rest for the perspective to be right. It's a bit dark, but it's the only way I know that I can show the dark lines. Okay, this is looking so different from the first sketch, but it doesn't matter. Just keep. I'm sorry I'm not talking that much. It's a bit hard for me to explain as I go. Drawing for me is the one thing I need to concentrate. I can't even listen to music most of the time. So you need to really focus and concentrate and take as much time as you need. I'm gonna start painting. I'm gonna grab this thin brush and my gouache palette. It is quite dirty, so the colours aren't gonna be extremely clean. I'm gonna start out by painting the shadow under the breast. I normally start by putting down the colours of the shadows that catch my eye first, and more importantly, the shadows and colours I think will give volume and character and realness to the final piece. I always keep my wet white pot at reach to mix it with water and the dry paint I have on my palette. I really like when it looks unfinished, and when you combine that with drawing, like you use the same paint you're using to put all the values to finish the drawing, like to ink it. I also want to make sure you can see the contrast between the yellow greenish of the skin combined with the deep yellow orange from the dress. Try not to oversaturate everything. You can leave some unpainted areas if you want to keep the dynamic I'm going for. I'm not being very precise with the colors. They don't look nothing like the painting. I just I'm experimenting as I'm going. I'm simply going to use a color from the reference picture as a guide. I'm not going to be truthful and just simply have fun. Obviously, you need to be a little bit truthful so it has a bit of sense. Okay, I'm gonna grab this brush, which has a more rounded tip. It might look a bit bad at the beginning, but just if you keep just adding values, don't be afraid of using a lot of white. I spent a long time feeling guilty for wasting paint, but in gouache, it's a bit necessary to prepare more paint than you initially thought you were going to need, and the paint tubes last forever anyway. So don't be afraid of using a lot of white. I'm gonna keep drawing the outlines. I'm gonna paint this very cool sunglasses. Okay, I'm gonna go very slowly with the hand. I'm gonna go to red. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna do blue. This is reminding me of a great Spanish artist that is really good at experimenting with color and figure drawing. He's called Aryz, Aryz. You should check him out if you want. Whoops. I think I need to add a bit more warmth to the skin tone. A very bright yellow as highlights. Okay, I think I need to put more contrast by adding dark, or to darken up the shadows. I'm leaving this arm as simple as I can, just leaving the outline. Now I'm going to add some colour to the chest to concentrate more focus on the middle of the drawing, of the painting. I think I'm not gonna add any detail to the face. Maybe, no. I'm gonna do the shadow from the back and the hair. The hairline, and that's it. Okay, that's a bit harsh. I'm just going to light it down. Okay, these are meant to be ears. Don't be afraid of doing mistakes. You can always go on top with more paint. You need to bear in mind that the top layer have to be more consistent than the bottom one. If you put a very watery layer of paint over a thick, consistent layer of paint, it will react to the water and mix with that top layer, which is going to be a bit messy. Okay, I'm finishing with some last details. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna keep going. I think this is looking pretty good. I hope that wasn't too confusing. I hope you find it useful and you enjoyed the process as much as I did. I'll be very happy to see what you end up having. It really warmed my heart watching so many people do my last class. It was so amazing. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye!